Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, Journey with Burgess, and I wanted to go over how I plan and then October setup. This is the very first video of Vlogtober. One of the things I do is make lists. Sometimes it's on something like this, and then I'll take it and I'll washi tape it in. So if I've got something that's on my mind, and I can just stick it in there. So what we're going to talk about today is how I plan and what I go through when I'm planning, and we're going to talk about the mind mapping, the brain spilling, my list using my bullet journal, and I'm going to show you the bullet journal because this is new for October, and how all of the planning, all of the different things that I do for planning, it helps my squirrel brain. And that I say that I have ADHD and I get distracted easily and I do multitask a little bit, but I try really hard to do things that don't require me to be actively thinking about it. Like when I'm doing certain things, like I'll be doing laundry, I don't have to sit there and watch the washing machine wash or the dryer dry. So I have most of my list as I go throughout the day. Some of this will change. I have a quote right here that says, "You don't have to go to some private school to be an artist. Just look at the intricate beauty of cobwebs. Spiders make them with their butts." And it has little spider webs on here and a spider right there. So it's really cute. I thought it was appropriate for October. So let's go to how I plan. And then at the end of this, I will show you October's setup. So one of the things that I do is sort of a brain spill mind map. So if there's something I know for sure and I'll do, this is sort of the brain spill, and this. And then I'll map it together, and you'll see arrows, you'll see things circled and underlined, and then I'll go through what I have here, and then I'll start making lists of things. So these are the coffee chats that I would like to do. These are not separated between Patreon and YouTube. I will go through them. This is what I'm doing right now, and this is not really a coffee chat because I actually have it listed elsewhere. It's but I'm gonna do a lot of chatting and talking about the what's, the whys, the hows, and stuff like that, and the wins. So to me it is also a chat. So I have some things listed, and a lot that came from here, and the ideas that other people have suggested, along with ideas that I came up with that I've been thinking about the month before or for the last few months, or ideas that I was inspired by somebody else. I mean, Inktober isn't inspired by me, but what I'm doing and how I'm doing it is something that I'm excited about. And I'm also doing Preptober. We're going to get to a lot of what I have in here, and I'll show you my setup, and so that I can go through things. So I make the list, and then what I'll do later is put them in. Actually, if I do it, I'll cross it off, like I'm doing this right now. So that's what I do. I take these, I write down things, I circle, I highlight. Sometimes, I would highlight this. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I would highlight that. So you can see. Okay, so now we're gonna do part of self-care. I can go through and I'll do more things like that stuff would go there, you know, different things like that. So then we get to here, and this is where I have Vlogtober videos, notes, lists, anything that has to do with Vlogtober. So we're here, and the next video I'll be doing is about Inktober and Preptober. I'll be doing probably Inktober first, my planners and journals, what I'm using for this month. I'll be also doing that, how I'm using them, my most used art supplies, and how that's changed over the years. My most used is not necessarily my favorites, so we're going to put here like that so I don't forget about that. My sketchbook and journal recommendations, how I document my day, self-care, an introduction, reflection and changes, and the results so far. So those are at least 3 different videos I'll be doing about self-care, creativity, making time for it, cutting down A5 sketchbook to B6 and setting up for 2020, ideas and thoughts, what I'm using for 2020 and why, and that might be a November video. Vlog 1 for Patreon at the beginning of the month, Vlog 2 for Patreon at the end of the month, and then I have a surprise video I want to do for Patreon. And then we have here, which is where if I get suggestions or ideas from other people, I list those here and then I will record them. So this is not dated. This comes from other things. So that's part of what I do when I plan. Now, a lot of times, if I don't happen to have my bullet journal with me, this is what ends up happening. I have post-it notes, and I end up writing things on post-it notes. Like, I need to figure out the best way to vlog self-care, my self-care journey. I have a list of things for YouTube. These are my priorities for the month. And these are things that have to do with self-care. So I have YouTube, self-care, priorities, Patreon, and then this is my list of questions and our research or things I need to kind of go through and figure more out. So this is going to go right here. And I'm going to put these right here for now because I'm not really, you know, Patreons will go right here, and then I'm going to put YouTube's right here. This is so that I don't And then I'm going to put these right here. This one needs to go over a little bit so that it will close. Okay, so this is how pretty much how I plan. I make lists. I do mind mapping or brain spill. I do brain spills or brain dumps or whatever. I also mind map a lot of times so I can just get the ideas out. A lot of this are things that are actually in that. I'll come up with it in a minute. It's not a planner. It's to help you with the goals, the power sheets. I have that, but I don't like writing in something separate. So I've kind of done some of what I do here in the power sheets, what it has, and I've actually started kind of doing it here. So now we're going to go to October setup. This is the Stology B6, and I had started it for One Book July. And I'm going to go through, and I took out some of the pages because I had turned it upside down. And I'm going to just white those out. So I didn't buy a new journal. I did stick the rest of 2019's calendar right here with this. I have 2020's calendar right here so that I can look at it if I need to. I haven't yet decided. I was thinking about putting my steps here or my word count here, or I might end up putting the amount of miles I walk once I really get back into walking every day, or I may end up eventually putting my steps in here. But for now, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So this is my contents page, and I've done about 3 pages worth of it. I can put some more somewhere else if I need to. This is my future planning. And when I started this future planning, and it was not October yet, I actually kind of started setting this up in September because I knew I needed to switch. And the reason that I've switched is I still have my other journal. This is the one that I was doing everything in. And I've got to fill in. I'm still working on some of the pages in here. I have printed out quite a bit of the pictures. I haven't watercolored everything. I'm still working on things. So this is Sunday's page, and this was yesterday's page, and I've been doing some stuff, so I'm working on this bit by bit. People ask me how I do this, and I usually do it throughout the day, but I've been doing this October stuff so I could have it ready for October for y'all, so I could do this video that I'm doing right now. And so I went ahead and, I can go back in and journal later. This is supposed to be a glass of milk. I got to figure out how to make it more like a glass of milk. Which means I'm probably going to have to put a little bit of highlights or gray or shadows or something in it. Yeah, David got a new pair of boots. David got me Stephen King's book, The Institute. He had to get these for work. I've actually got to take a picture of the receipt, highlight where the boots were at, and a picture of the outside of the box because he gets reimbursed for those. Sunday, I spent time with my grandbabies. Also got this, which is in the fridge right now, getting cold because I drink from it throughout the day, and I'm hoping right now I'm up to 1.5 bottles. And I'm hoping that by the end of the week, I'll be up to like 2 or 3 bottles of it a day. But yesterday was the first day I drank from it, and I drank 1.5 bottles of it. It's actually pretty big. David got this from work Monday, and so I put it in there, and I have some things I want to draw, and I have some things I want to put in here, and then I haven't done anything for today's, so that's where I'm at with that. But I'm just doing this as a document my life journal now. I'm not going to be doing bullet journaling. I don't think I'm maybe even going to do a calendar in here. I'm using Inktober in a different journal. I'm going to show you a video about it, so I don't need a calendar in this or anything. I have this in here, so I really don't, I've got these, and I don't think this journal's gonna last me past December. So I have to figure out what I'm going to be using for 2020. And yeah. so I have the future log, and right now I just have birthdays, anniversaries, appointments, that kind of stuff. And I changed this up, so for those of you who are on Patreon, you'll see that this is a bit different. These are my 4th quarter goals. I'm still working on them. So this is one of the things David and I were talking about over the weekend. Presents bought by 15th. Okay. So I have I love quotes. So oftentimes you'll see me find quotes that are sort of the theme for that month, or like an October quote, or I had September quotes, or fall quotes, or witchy quotes, or art quotes, or whatever, you know, it is. So this one says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." And this is another quote, and this is my my monthly spread. And I want to start tracking my growth, because it's not something I've ever really, I've on and off thought about tracking it, even put it in, but I've never really kept up with it. I'm not going to be tracking Instagram or anything, just Patreon and YouTube for now, but I need to get better about knowing what I'm doing with social media and where all my time is spent with social media and stuff like that. I wanted to pick a October theme. So I didn't want to do just Halloween. I wanted to do Halloween stuff, but I wanted to do moons, Halloween doodles, and different things like that. All different kinds of things that are Halloween themed, but are more October, like, you know. I have notes here. This is what I'm doing, and I'll be filling that in once I have this up. And I also have a video I'm going to be working on for Patreon today, so hopefully I'll get it up as well. These are my notes and ideas for October. So this is what I'm doing right here. So that should be, and like I said, I go through at the beginning of the month and I brain spill, get all my ideas and stuff, and that's why you still have boxes here, because I need to go back through this where I did all that and list things right here. This is my field notes. Yesterday I walked half a mile in the beginning of the day, then I cleaned for 30 minutes, which is physical activity, then I walked another half a mile. I went outside and went to the store, and rain fell from nowhere. I mean, it just poured. This is my tracker. I don't know, I'm making my dots too big, so I'm going to have to reduce the dot size so that I can make the lines. This is this week, and I need to write down, I did the coffee chat. I will go back in and write what it was about, and this is October. Alright. So I know what I'm doing. I'm not putting dates, I'm just putting down what I'm doing. Like how I plan. And we'll write October setup. Okay. I drew this and watercolored it. So witch's hat on top of a bunch of books. I had in my mind an imagination of what the books were. I didn't write anything on there though. I figured I could leave it up to other people's imagination, mine. I just like books of all different kinds of books. So it could be a witch's grimoire, it could be a book of herbs, herbology, it could be a book about astronomy, astrology, it could be a book about tarot, it could be anything. Spells. Then this was Monday's page, and I did watch that. I also watched, and at 9 p.m. and 911 left us on a cliffhanger. So, oh, I did these. I did not, however, get to do the live video. I will probably do the live video on Wednesday. Now this is the monthly forecast for the moon. For those of you who are not interested in any kind of stuff like this, I'm sorry. I did my own Terrascope pulling, but I am a patron of Romney's, and she does a pull usually every month for the group, and that was the same oracle card she pulled, which was to take, to pause. So I took a picture of my tarot cards and put them there. And then this is my actual October log. These are the meteor showers we have in October. And then this is today's page, and then this is my Preptober stuff. So I have fry tags. This is the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. I'm going to write my information in here. We're going to talk about that for the Preptober video. I have gotten it ready, like I said, but I have not done it haven't actually done it, but I did get it ready, and I need to see if I put it in here in my contents. I did. So yay me, yay past me. I'm so excited. And then this is where I have this stuff. And then that's it. That's all I have, y'all. That's my October setup. I have a ghost nerd. I'm going to be dressing up as Grandmama from the Addams Family for Halloween, because Victor wants all of us to dress up as the Addams Family. So I'm going to be dressed up as Grandmama. I have room in here for a few extra things. I'm going to do Vlogtober Monday through Friday. I'm going to try to do a video every day here on YouTube. Some of them will be live. I will try to. I have not figured out how to do ahead of time where I set up the video. So I'll just try to let everybody know through Twitter and Facebook, the Facebook group and stuff, that I'm going live. Hopefully you need to check and make sure that you are getting notifications from me. And I brought out, not that you can see it, but I brought out my pumpkin coffee mug for the month of October. And I will see y'all again really soon. If you have any questions about how I plan, then just let me know. And I will see y'all again really soon. Thanks for watching, y'all.